Welcome to the Power of One podcast. Let me introduce to y'all to a segment known as Power Within You. In this type of segment, I introduce and bring in guests on the show as they discuss their belief and ideas on how to move forward in life based on how today's society is affecting them and how they can handle it, and also conquering activity and not let it consume them. Plus, giving their power tips on their never quit attitude. So come and listen if you need tips to move forward. Let's get started. Mr. Justin McClain, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up?
Uh, Still living, still trying, but you know how life works. We just got to keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Justin, I brought you on this segment to discuss power, like your power take, like what is the power within you that you can to move forward, and what it what can you do to accomplish your goals in
All right.
life? Yeah.
For me, the ultimate power is the power of purpose. You hear what I'm saying?
Elaborate.
The power of purpose. The power of knowing what you want in life and you're determined, no matter what, to get it. So prior to me finding out my purpose, I used to be a drifter. I was into a lot of useless things. And it wasn't until I found my purpose that I decided to go for it. Give me 1 second. You can pause it?
Sure. Just let me ask you something. When you discuss about ultimate power and and the source, where did it begin in your life?
Okay, so for me, when I discovered the power of purpose, it began at the end of a 4-year relationship, and I was a mess. There's this thing now called NoFap. NoFap is a very powerful tool, and if it wasn't because of that, and being at the end of this relationship, I would have never discovered this other thing that helped me discover my purpose. The other thing is called Berserk. It's an anime.
I heard of that.
And that anime is what basically changed my life. It led me to discover an audiobook that ironically talked about the same thing. The audiobook is inspired by a regular book called Outwin the Devil. It's written by Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich. You heard about Think and Grow Rich?
No, I have not.
Check it out, and then check out Outwin the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Outwitting the Devil.
No.
Here it talks about fear and how the devil, the man-made devil, uses fear to manipulate man. And it says people go into things that they don't want to because of fear.
You are right about fear. One thing about fear that I know of, that it really is a shackle in your heart. It's like prevents you to do anything that you want to do, but you always overthink, oh man, that's not gonna work, or how
Right.
can I do this, and blah blah blah. And I mean, you and I are both the designers, and we expect clientele to like the work we do, but we have to understand one thing though. Not everybody's not gonna like our work. We have to prepare for the worst case scenario, but we cannot let other people intimidate us on what we can do, because if fear gets in play on what we're trying to work on, the results are going to be disastrous.
Exactly.
And we know that for a fact, that we could have done better.
Exactly.
Justin, I wanted to ask you another question. what have you ever been in a hole of darkness? Like, did anything in life and activity hurt you, and how do you overcome it?
Yeah, of course, man. I think everybody goes through like a hole of darkness. In fact, I was recently in one. Recently in one in terms of our recent political and economic situation.
Yeah. Josh, I'm sorry. Can you speak up a little bit more?
I was recently in one due to our recent political and economic situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody goes through like a hole of darkness, but I didn't let that get me down, and you shouldn't either. You know, I overcame that once again through the power of the purpose. If it wasn't for my purpose, I probably would have gave up. I would have been like, yo, this, I'm going to just do whatever the hell I want. But it was my purpose that kept me on the path, on my own path. Yeah?
I hear you.
Yeah.
And that purpose, as you said, as you brought up before, it's about, trusting what you want to do and what you want to fulfill.
Exactly.
And going back to what relationship was, relationships can hurt you and it could put you in a down situation, but it's probably for the best, because you need to learn how to love yourself. You can't depend on the partner to fulfill on the happiness, even though that no matter how much you try, it's not going to work out. And if it's not going to work out, you gotta close the book. You gotta close the book on that.
Exactly.
I want to talk to you about what is your, as you said, your purpose. Does that involve having a no quit attitude?
Well, you have to have a no quit attitude for me, naturally. But that's irrelevant to the purpose. My purpose was, and it always has been, even when you met me from City Tech. You remember Yari?
I remember her.
Right. She was like a real drive in me achieving my purpose. But I knew about it before then. But once I saw her and her drawing skill, I knew what I had to do to get on that level, to achieve my goal. My goal was to have like an animation studio. I love bringing stories to life, but I didn't have the skill to do it.
Yeah, I remember Yari. She and I worked together, and she, even though that she doesn't talk much, she has an amazing portfolio based on her drawing, and her drawings, brings enthusiasm. And the animation studio, bro, I believe that you can make that happen. Are you planning on making your animation studio somewhere off country or here?
I'm making it right now.
Right.
As we speak.
Right. And there was a black animator that has his own anime company in Japan. I don't know you know. I don't know you know this person. He go by the name of Arthel. His first name Arthell, last name Isom. He's like the CEO and the art director of the art Shinchon in Japan. He's like the first black person, first black person to own it. And he had to deal with discrimination and all that because of who he is, what he looked like, but he makes sure that his dreams come true each day.
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Yeah. I don't know you know about another company known as Black Sand Entertainment.
Mm-hmm. For me personally, I try to avoid those labels.
Why is it?
like black animator or black studio. I just want to create good shit. You hear me?
Right. You don't
Me?
you don't want to be labeled or as like the black guy who creates stuff. No.
Exactly. I don't want no labels. I don't want no intangible benefits that come with those labels. I just want my work to be good.
Right.
And,
I do apologize on that. I mean,
no, you don't gotta apologize. This is part of the process.
Right.
You know, if I look at it like, oh, I'm a black animator, or I'm a black illustrator. At the end of the day, for me, that's all politics. Notice I said politics, not politics.
Okay.
And it tries to talk people into getting handouts based on those politics. And saying that you could be less, but if the quality of the work is not there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it shouldn't matter. You know? People say, oh, it's hard to do, you know, especially when you talk to like parents or someone, you know, or someone that doesn't pursue their own goals, you know, they'd be like, oh, you sure you want to do that? It's hard for black people to do that. No. That, you're going to do it anyway. Am I right?
You are absolutely right. We'll do it no matter.
Oh.
We'll do it no matter what. And again, a lot of people say otherwise, but we can. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We can do things that others can do.
Exactly.
And there's one other question I want to bring up.
What's up?
As you know, there are times we had to play independence wise, in the design world, like, you know, freelance and all that. But recently, since the pandemic happening, and new rules, mandates has been going around, it really put like not only a scare, but like, you know, our anxiety kind of like builds up. It's like, what happens if the things that we're trying to prove will take longer than we expected, or the things that we're building might not result in a good way. You catch my drift?
I catch your drift, and you gotta remember what Davis always told us about failure.
Yeah.
And how we have to fail. No matter what happens, as long as we're not dead, we can keep going.
Right. And also, if you're not doing, how are you going to learn about failure if you're not going to try it? Put a try in it. Because if you say you want to do something that you want to do in life, that you wanted to accomplish, don't expect it to go perfectly as you seem in your head. You will expect like a failure moment in your life, and of course you cannot let it draw off your head saying like, oh man, I failed, I might as well give up. No, don't do that.
Absolutely. Well, Anthony, we're gonna have to cut this interview short. All right.
No, you're absolutely right, man. I mean, even though this interview was short and all that, I do appreciate that you brought in the table, because every question that you brought up, everything that you answered before I question, you have a way. Your purpose in life is to help you move forward, no matter what's going on in today's society, and I really hope that your dreams could come true in the future, man.
Likewise, man. We're gonna do a part 2.
We'll definitely do a part 2.
Definitely. All right, man. Take care.
You too. Thank you for listening to the Power of One podcast, and give out the shout out to my guests to share their belief of power to push to new heights and beyond. If you want to share your special power to motivate others, hit me up on social media, powerofones.com. If you want to be a guest on this show, let your word bring inspiration towards those that are in need of guidance. God bless, Godspeed, and remember, always keep moving forward.